Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novola. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch at the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Frank, what do we have with the approach shot here at number one?
Well, the green, it slopes away from the players with the exception of the front of this green, which is like almost just a little bit of a ski slope and an upslope before it goes down. That's what makes judging that second shot so difficult. You've got to land that ball on the first 5 to 10 yards. No further, otherwise it skips through.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Settles in always with excellent posture over the ball. Well, this looks good.
It certainly is.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Even par currently.
-1 and early going. Moving on to the third hole now. Again, it's a par 4 of 428 yards, but you can see the distinctive bunkering on the left, making this, Frank, one of the most famous holes in golf.
It is. The church pews that adorn the left side, they're no fun to be in, that's for sure, because somehow, invariably, you always seem to get behind one of those grass strips behind, and all you're left to do is punch out. Not just that, too. The amount of bunkers on that right side really narrowed that down. Now, this tee shot plays downhill, and then you've got to be ready for that uphill second shot.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Good swing, good shot yet again. Just a pure strike, a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll. Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Solid par to remain 1 under. Here now with the par 5 fourth at Oakmont, 609 yards in length. Good par 5. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. Appears to be tracking well. It is on the green, but that will be a tough putt on the way. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Could it be? Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on hole 5.
We're at the 5th hole now. Short hole, but Frank, pretty challenging even at 382 yards.
Yeah, you've got the bunkers are staggered. The first 3 coming down the left side, and then they start to link up with the ones on the right side that just sort of narrow this fairway up. It just sort of changes the strategy. But if you can just sort of thread an iron up there, that's the main thing. Because this green is going to be very narrow in the front and then slope away to the player's left.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Safely aboard. Locked in on the read and the speed. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just 5 feet left. He'll take par and move on. Frank, what's the pros' take on the first par 3 here at Oakmont, the 6th, at just under 200 yards?
Oh, it's a real beauty. Very narrow in the front. You can see how it pinches in so close. It starts to widen up, but even to try and carry that bunker on the right side, there's very few players in the world that could hit it that high and manage to stop the ball on that corner. Once again, you're trying to thread it through that avenue at the front of this green. It's a tough par 3.
Don't want to miss it right here.
No.
That ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. So just a formality here. Now at -2 for the day. Par 4 7, 434 yards.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Just burning rubber right here. I mean, this one is taken off like a missile.
Just destroyed it. He's going to try and rip the cover off it.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Second shot here at the par 4 7th.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Nice par to remain at 2 under. The par 3 8th. This is where Angel Cabrera, Sunday at the U.S. Open in 2007, made a deuce, and it was set up to play at 300 yards on that final day. Now, this is all you want, Frank, in a par 3.
Yeah, it was the first 300-yard par 3 ever in a U.S. Open.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here. And he makes it for par. Here we are at the 9th, par 4, 477 yards. Frank, this is a rugged hole.
It is. It used to be a par 5. Some say it should still be a par 5. Long, straight hole, runs alongside the first hole there. Bunkers left and right. And, of course, if you find the rough, the remnants of what it used to be a par 5 is a nice little cross bunker in the middle of the fairway, which forces you to lay up.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Let's see what the dominant number 1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a cross-country special. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Getting set now over the putt. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. That is an absolute seed. I mean, he just ripped a bullet down the fairway. Oh my goodness, 375 yards.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Well, that hurts. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Moving on to the 11th hole here at Oakmont. Par 4, 379 yards.
this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow that grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. We are at the par 5 12th here at Oakmont. This is a big par 5 at 667 yards. Beautiful looking shot right here. They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Lay down. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So early on the backside, here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Well, Frank, what about this par 3 13th? Measures 183 yards.
It has a little bit of a crescent-shaped green, but it looks like the green should shape that way, but the actual contours of the green go in the opposite direction. The only good thing about that is chances are you've got an uphill putt.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That's a painful miss right there. These putts keep the round together. Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make a Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 12th hole seems to have rattled him a bit. 14, pretty short par 4 at 358 yards. Frank?
Get the ball in play here, and certainly your best opportunity for birdie on the second 9 so far.
Good contact, good result. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second shot, good look at the green. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. And getting ready for the putt.
How did that not go in?
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards.
Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Makes it and moves to 1 over. On to 16 now at 231-yard par 3. Frank, which way is this headed?
Well, judging by his body English, it looks like it's heading a little right. There is a bit of green out there, though.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
I don't know, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Now on to the 17th hole, and Frank, in so many ways, this determined the outcome of the 2007 U.S. Open. Jim Furyk had his issues here. It's just 313 yards, but it can really play with a player's mind.
It's such an unusual par 4 for a U.S. Open, plus also where it comes in the round, because the options, and there's only really 2, is like a 4 or 5 iron, sneak it up the right side, or you take a driver directly at the green. You would think there's something in between, but really there isn't. And that's why, to your point, it stopped Jim Furyk, it stopped Tiger Woods, it allowed Cabrera to win. It also helped Ernie Els, who went with the driver option there back in 1994. So 17, it's short, it's tempting, it is at a U.S. Open, but it is still demanding.
Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Getting set now over the putt. And always nice to get back to level par. He does it with the birdie. Great finishing hole here at Oakmont, Frank, the 18th.
I remember back in 1994, this was the last hole in a US Open ever played by Arnold Palmer. You couldn't pick a better finishing hole to win a championship or say farewell.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. In the words of the legendary basketball announcer Marv Albert, from way downtown, yes! So for all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying so long. Until next time. This is where so many of